WWE officially changes the undisputed championship for Drew McIntyre. The WWE leaked the 2026 Men's Royal Rumble winner. WWE has been waiting to sign a huge AEW star, the real reason a current TNA champion was allowed on SmackDown. Triple H has already given up on Matt Cardona. WWE breaks a massive rule for Braun Strowman, and much more. Starting off with, the WWE leaked the 2026 Men's Royal Rumble winner. WWE Royal Rumble is just a few days away. During the latest episode of SmackDown, we witnessed a major development for the traditional Men's Rumble match. It's already official that Cody Rhodes will make his entry in the over-the-top rope battle. Amid this, it seems WWE may have subtly leaked the winner of the 2026 Men's Royal Rumble. In the opening moments of SmackDown tonight, Drew McIntyre confirmed that Cody Rhodes will not receive a rematch for the undisputed championship. The Scottish Warrior also noted that this clause was included in his contract, which was signed before their 3 stages of Hell match. Later on the show, Cody Rhodes made his presence felt and officially declared his entry for the 30 Men's Royal Rumble match. The American Nightmare hinted at winning the traditional match for the 3rd time, having won it back-to-back in 2023 and 2024. According to the latest reports, WWE is not planning a Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes match at WrestleMania 42. The source revealed that Triple H believes another Mania feud between them would leave the audience fatigued. Additionally, another report noted that WWE is either planning a triple threat match between Jacob Fatu, Cody Rhodes, and Drew McIntyre, or a singles match between Rhodes and McIntyre. In either scenario, the American Nightmare needs to win the Men's Royal Rumble match to earn a world title shot against the undisputed champion. This subtly suggests that the 40-year-old star could be the Royal Rumble match winner. Since Triple H has taken charge of the Stamford-based promotion, he has made many controversial decisions to generate more buzz. One of the recent examples is John Cena's loss to Gunther in his retirement match. Additionally, last year, Jey Uso's victory in the Men's Rumble match drew mixed reactions from the audience. Given this, it will not be surprising if the Chief Content Officer books the American Nightmare as the winner of the 2026 Men's Rumble match. Another Rumble victory for the former undisputed champion will not only be a controversial booking, but also help the game finally turn Rhodes into a villainous star. So all this appears to subtly confirm that Rhodes is the likely winner of this year's Rumble match. WWE has been waiting to assign a huge AEW star. WWE has been waiting to sign an AEW star for years now. With the star's time in Tony Khan's company coming to an end soon, it appears the signing may already be complete or will be soon. Powerhouse Hobbs is done with AEW, even if he did not show up on SmackDown, as was expected by a lot of fans today. However, WWE is expected to sign the star if it has not already, according to recent reports. With that being the case, the company is focused on making sure he joins the company and has been interested in signing him for years. According to Fightful Select's reports, Hobbs was not scheduled to travel to Europe for SmackDown this week. He was also not backstage. The report went on to say that the company could have flown him to the show if they wanted him there, but that had not happened. Meanwhile, the star's last ever AEW match will be on Collision on January 17th, where he will lose the Trios titles. There was some worry that he could appear for WWE while still appearing in Collision, but that did not end up happening. It remains to be seen when Powerhouse Hobbs finally makes her debut for the company, and who she will face immediately upon it. Given that the company has been waiting to sign him for some time, it's expected that they won't have to wait too long before he ends up being a main event level star in the company, adding to the roster of young top stars in the company alongside the likes of Braun Breaker, Dominic Mysterio, Logan Paul, and others. The real reason a current TNA champion was allowed on SmackDown. A current TNA champion just made his WWE SmackDown debut. The real reason this was allowed to happen has reportedly been revealed. Leon Slater has been one of the most impressive stars on the TNA roster. Ever since he won the X Division Championship, things have been looking up for him. He has been a regular feature on the NXT brand and has also competed against AJ Styles. Slater was set to compete at this week's TNA on AMC show, as well as the Genesis PPV, but he was pulled from both shows. Initially, it was reported that WWE traded AJ Styles for Leon Slater. The X Division champion made his SmackDown debut tonight to answer Carmelo Hayes' United States Open Challenge. According to new reports from Fightful Select, Leon Slater's planned TNA matches were pulled from both shows because he was one of the talent who had visa issues. Therefore, TNA allowed the sports entertainment juggernaut to use the X Division champion while he was back home. TNA is confident that the issue will be resolved soon. It was also reported that Slater is under contract with TNA until most of 2026. Before arriving in TNA wrestling, Leon Slater worked on his craft for several years on the independent scene. His efforts have finally paid dividends as he gets to compete for two of the most well-known wrestling promotions in the world. During an exclusive interview with Kevin Kellum on Sportskeeda's Wrestle Binge, the X-Division champion opened up about what it meant to wrestle for the Stamford-based promotion. 12 years of my life, over half of my life, all of my teenage and my adult years have been dedicated solely to this goal. So the fact that I'm finally doing it on a global scale, where if anyone from home asks, or if any of my mom's friends ask me what I do, I don't have to show them me wrestling in some rundown club in front of 150 people anymore. I can go, you know John Cena? You know WWE? Yeah, I'm doing that. LA Knight's Raw absence explained. Fans tuning into Monday Night Raw from Dusseldorf on January 11th were hoping for the return of LA Knight, but the megastar never showed. Now we know why. According to a January 16th update from Fightful Select, LA Knight was not brought to Germany, despite being listed on internal WWE travel documents leading up to the show. While early reports suggested Knight was scheduled to fly overseas ahead of Raw, those plans never materialized. To debunk ourselves, we were told LA Knight was not brought to Germany. He was on some internal travel plans but wasn't brought over, Fightful noted. Knight has been absent from WWE television since December 8, 2025, when he suffered a cracked sternum during a brutal attack by the Vision and Bronson Reed. WWE confirmed the injury on the December 15th episode of Raw, stating that he was out indefinitely. Although Knight didn't appear in Germany, he remains internally listed for Royal Rumble week, signaling that WWE is still preparing for his return, just on a bigger stage. With the Rumble fast approaching and WWE reportedly planning a major push for Knight in 2026, it seems his comeback is only a matter of time. Triple H has already given up on Matt Cardona. Under the Triple H-led creative regime, many WWE stars finally got the push they deserved, while many failed to shine. The Chief Content Officer's team books massive feuds and executes major comebacks. One of the recent returns in the list is Matt Cardona, FKA Zack Ryder. Cardona made a one-time appearance during John Cena's Last Time Is Now retirement tournament. Later, Triple H officially signed him as a full-time star in the Stamford-based promotion. However, since his return, Cardona's booking hasn't been great. Since Matt Cardona has made his return to the TKO-led promotion, he has been booked in no real feud on SmackDown. WWE randomly books him in segments. In early January, he locked horns with Kit Wilson and defeated him in a singles match. After Cardona suffered a loss against Trick Williams, Kit also attacked him in a post-match assault. So, it seems that Triple H is planning a low-level feud for the former IC champion, and he may engage in a feud against Wilson. Giving no real feuds to Matt Cardona is seemingly a clear sign that the King of the Kings has already given up on him. Trick Williams is indeed a future talent for the World Wrestling Entertainment. However, Matt is also considered a veteran of professional wrestling. After being released from WWE as Zack Ryder, Cardona made a name for himself in independent wrestling and emerged as a serious talent. Despite this, Triple H decided to book him in a losing match against the former NXT champion. This loss subtly confirms that the game has no real interest in pushing Cardona in WWE. Since his return, Triple H mostly booked Matt Cardona in backstage segments. Already, the 40-year-old star has asserted multiple times to become the world champion soon, but there is no effort in that direction. These backstage segments seem to show that there is no proper creative direction for Cardona. The TKO-led promotion is merely booking him in the backstage segment to make his presence felt on television. If this booking pattern continues in the upcoming weeks, it's another sign that the CCO has already given up on him. Triple H was angry after Jade Cargill's accident. Triple H was very upset and was shouting after Jade Cargill's accident on the WWE show. He immediately started shouting about the camera. Jade Cargill got to interview Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. The women's champion went on to talk about how she had a moment herself where her face was split open during a match a few weeks ago. There, she said that there was no way to hide, and the camera was in her face the whole time, while mentioning that she got cut open and how the entire arena almost hushed for a second. I had my face split open a couple weeks ago, and we had to improvise. I was going to get on the announcer's table and beat my chest like King Kong, and then it happened. The entire arena was in unison, like you have to improvise and keep on going and follow through. It's insane. You can't hide. I probably had someone with their camera right in my eye the entire time. However, the game was very upset about the injury. He shouted for them to get the cameras off her, so that the cut and the blood on her face would not be broadcast for everyone at home, even while Cargill was improvising and making the best of it by roaring like a lion. Triple H, though, was very upset and said that they had sponsors and that this sort of thing could not be shown, especially with kids watching at home. I looked in the camera and I roared like a lion, but our Triple H was like, "Get that camera off her. Get it off her. We have sponsors. Like, you can't show that. We have kids at home." But I thought it was a bad scene. WWE breaks a massive rule for Braun Strowman. WWE has reportedly broken a major rule for a former star. This star was released from the company last year. Braun Strowman was one of the best big men to grace the squared circle in recent memory. During his time in WWE, he captured everyone's attention due to his insane feats of strength that could rival Mark Henry. Although he started off as a member of the Wyatt family, Strowman broke out on his own and achieved quite a bit of success. He even won the Universal Championship once. Despite his success, he was released from the sports entertainment juggernaut in 2021 before returning the following year. His second run in the Stamford-based promotion left much to be desired, and he was eventually released last year. Following his release, Strowman starred in his own travel food show called Everything on the Menu with Braun Strowman. The show was produced by WWE Studios and aired on the USA Network on October 24, 2025. This show is also being renewed for a second season. However, fans are wondering how Strowman is able to use his WWE name despite not being with the company. The company has been notorious for preventing former stars from using their World Wrestling Entertainment names. According to reports from Fightful Select, Braun Strowman was still with WWE when Season 1 happened, and the Stamford-based promotion allowed him to keep the name since the show is airing on USA Network, which is a broadcast partner. Braun Strowman got called up to the main roster almost instantly after competing in one dark match and 3 house shows in NXT. This was unheard of at the time, since everybody who signed with the Stamford-based promotion had to go to NXT. During an appearance on Something's Burning, Strowman revealed that the locker room was pretty upset with him since they believed he didn't pay his dues. So we skipped NXT and kind of went straight to the main roster, which is like really wild for me because, like I said, coming in, not born into the business, didn't come through the indie. So I was an outsider, I was hated, everyone was like, F this big guy, and all this eshash. There was the, he didn't pay his dues thing, he added. It will be interesting to see if Braun Strowman's show will continue its success in the second season. WWE officially changes the Undisputed Championship for Drew McIntyre. WWE has made a huge change to the Undisputed title after SmackDown. The change was made immediately, and Drew McIntyre has reacted. Drew McIntyre was watching and talking about how much it meant to him now that he was getting his own side plates. For the last week, despite the fact that he had won the title, the side plates were not changed, and Cody Rhodes' side plates had remained. Now, McIntyre was ensuring that would no longer be the case at all. While he was getting the side plates, Drew looked at the belt with tenderness and love in his eyes. He said that it brought him a lot of joy and that he preferred this. He admitted that while it was fine for him to have Cody Rhodes' plates for a week so he could rub it in his face and his friends, this made more sense. He said that now with this, it was properly official. This brings me so much joy. So much joy. Now that's more like it. While it's fine to have Cody's plates for a week so that I can rub it in his face, his friends' faces, this just makes so much more sense. It's official. Official, official. The WWE account also mentioned it, saying it was time for him to get new side plates. New side plates for our new undisputed WWE champ, D. McIntyre. Drew McIntyre is now in the middle of a strong reign, and while his opponent is yet to be determined, thanks to his own shrewd negotiations, it won't be Cody Rhodes. He added in his contract that Rhodes would not get an immediate rematch if he lost the title. However, he may still get a title match later.